Up. I'm gonna do this video right here on astral travel and my experience with dealing with astral travel over the past 5 years. I would say there's some steps you should practice. Um, First step is if you haven't gotten into meditation, you should start meditating. The second thing is in meditation, conquer your fear of flight. So you want to use your imagination. Imagine yourself flying straight up and falling until, and when you get comfortable with that and you conquer that fear, then the second stage is conquering your nightmares. So first you got to realize nothing can hurt you in the dream world, nothing can kill you in the dream world. The only thing that can happen is you snapping back into your body. Thirdly, nightmares are hidden fears deep inside of yourself. So I was listening to the study of psychics, and one of the things that I learned from listening to this was that the thing that you try to hide the most, the thing that you don't want them to see, because you're trying to hide it, your mind is actually focused on hiding it. So it lights up like a light bulb. It's the brightest thing in your mind because you're trying to literally hide something. You're focusing on what you're trying to hide. So it's the same thing as traveling to the dream world. And let's say on the dream world, there's other entities and spirits on it that may be more advanced than you, and they're running the astral plane right now. You know what I mean? So when you leave your body to let your body rest and you travel to the astral plane, you're basically coming up there as an idiot. You forgot your higher mind, so when you come up there, you're aloof. You know, um, and I'm gonna put it like this: if I'm creating a beautiful dream for myself, and some idiot comes out of nowhere that's making any and everything that could possibly happen appear, or even their own fears appear, I don't want you around me. So all I gotta do is look inside of you. There's nothing you can really hide on the astral plane, dealing with from entity to entity. So all I gotta do is look inside of you and see what your biggest fear is. Set your nightmare off and send you back to your body, or either let you go run off and deal with that, so that my plane can, so I can enjoy what it is that I'm up here doing, whether it's learning, um, becoming more experienced. Now, I've noticed, because I was once one of them idiots, you gotta realize, and had to deal with nightmares and being chased out. And then once I mastered these things, dealing with fear, conquering fear, then I was uh, greeted with open arms, you could say, or I was allowed to hang out. And let's see. So my first experience with other entities teaching me was the first thing I learned was how to move inanimate objects with the mind. So I was taught how to open up portals in the floor, how to move blinds, different objects, pull them across the room. And this was like in a sandbox mode. And really, on the astral plane, what really is real? The next thing is I was put in a different sandbox mode to where it was literally sand on one side and open water as far as I could see on the other. So you had sand all the way across on one side and water across on the other side. And from there, I was able to create whatever I wanted in my mind. And as I was doing this, there was a portal opening up where it was like a cylinder that would spin around, and every time it would spin around, another spirit or person would come into this realm. And when they came into this realm, they would start creating as well. But we all had like the same type of creative energy that was going on until another entity showed up, and you could feel it right away. The energy was totally different about this entity, and everybody kind of had the same feel for it. Like, we need to lay some ground rules on what we're trying to do here, and that's what we attempted to do. And that entity took all of that information, put its middle finger up basically, and jumped into the middle of what should have been the ocean and created a landmass. From this landmass, it started to create whatever it wanted on there, in which we didn't agree with. But this is sandbox mode on one side, but it has so many other deeper meanings. Let's see. One thing you should practice is how to move around and how to fly. First of all, moving around through air isn't the same. Well, how would you know on Earth, right? So, I guess we could move to step two. Moving around in the astral plane as far as floating and flying, so when you do leave the body, you can actually do things. It's mental. You have to will yourself there with your mind. And I guess this can be said is going back to the state of a baby. A baby doesn't know what a bottle is, it just knows it wants the bottle. That type of thing. I'm trying to quickly run through my mind and see if there's anything I'm actually leaving out dealing with the astral plane. Because I try to be as quick as possible. I don't like to talk a lot. I really don't. So I like to make my videos as quick as possible. I said learn meditation, conquer fear of flight or falling, and fear of nightmares. Realize that you can't die in dreams or you can't be hurt. Worst case scenario, you get flopped back in your body. Paralysis, sleep paralysis is only as fearful as you want it to be, really. If you realize you can't be hurt, it's the fear that you put off in these situations that give these entities the power to do so. It's like if you believe in your mind that you have a headache, then you will begin to have a headache. It's like you ever call in sick for work and you're faking on the phone that, okay, I got to make this believable, I got to make this believable, and next thing you know, you start to feel symptoms because the mind is so powerful. Well, is it the entity hurting you, or is it you allowing the entity to hurt you? Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this video off. Go ahead and let it be done. If there's anything I left out, anything people feel like I left out, we got a comment box. The other video that I've been trying to figure out a way to do it, dealing with the reflection in life in crystals, but it's only so much of that I can speak on, like here as we sit. So now I'm trying to figure out how to deal with doing that through some type of phone or website or something of that nature, which really I don't even want to do it through a website. I'd rather see you, lay eyes on you, get a feel for your energy, than just have some ignorant person, you know what I'm saying, like giving a baby a pistol. Nope. Deuces.